Right now, thousands rally at the state capitol as part of a nationwide protest. Also, Cafe Coda is back and giving to the youth through music, the way you can help give back to the cool school. Plus, we're following the continued search of a missing boater in the Wisconsin River. That's all coming up on News 3 Now. Good evening. I hope you all enjoyed the games from this evening, and thank you for joining us for this late edition of News 3 Now at 10. Earlier today, thousands took to the state capitol speaking out against President Trump and billionaire Elon Musk. This was part of a nationwide protest, the hands-off demonstration, protesting the administration's actions on government downsizing, the economy, human rights, and other issues. Early reports say nearly 7,000 people took to the Wisconsin state capitol. News 3 Now was on the scene earlier, catching up with protesters on why they felt the need to speak out. Our photojournalist Gabe Litzkow has more.
At about noon today, the whole side of the Capitol, the right flank and the left flank and the center were completely full. And when they marched down to Library Mall, the entire width and breadth of State Street was full. It was at least 1 or 2 times Camp Randall.
I was pretty proud of the turnout today. I'm glad that we put this on a weekend that, enough people would come out. Broad range of individuals as well. I met some people who were not from the Madison area, but they wanted to come to a place, gather and be together. All ages, which I really appreciate too. I think sometimes we get caught up in a generational divide in this whole thing, but it was nice to see that everyone from every generation was out.
Part of it's my age. I've got upset enough that I'm coming to protest. It's just not a young campus group, out to protest. It's really a lot of people my age that are coming and have saying, enough. Enough is enough.
Yeah, I think it's really inspiring to see little kids all the way up to senior citizens coming out here, in the cold, in the wind, and just, banding together for kind of the greater good. It's kind of emotional, when you think about it.
I can sit at home by myself and I can be frustrated and upset. And so when I come, like on today, and I see all the people that feel the same way I do, it gives me hope, gives me strength.
Now, again, this was part of a larger movement with protests across the country and even overseas. More than 1,200 hands-off demonstrations were planned by more than 150 groups, including civil rights organizations, labor unions, LGBTQ+ advocates, veterans, and elections activists. We'll have more on the hands-off movement's global impacts later in the show. Police are still searching for a missing boater, now identified as 20-year-old Francesco L. DiFilippo. On Thursday, the Wisconsin Dells Police Department reported a capsized boat on the Wisconsin River. Of the 3 people on the boat, 1 swam to the shore safely. 75-year-old Luis F. DiFilippo was found dead, and Francesco L. DiFilippo is still missing. Due to the volatile water conditions, teams cannot perform underwater searches at this time. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex, how does it feel out there?
Pretty nice out here for a Saturday evening. Light winds, temperatures are in the 30s, but we have some precipitation on the way. Just a little over 24 hours from now, we're going to see some snow showers, believe it or not. No, not an April Fool's joke. We do have some snow on the way after a cold night and a nice Sunday. Enter the gold shades for a warmer day. We're going to trade that in for some light snow late Sunday night going on into Monday. Those are the 3 things that you have to get out of the forecast. Here's that light snow mixed in, maybe with a little bit of light rain entering Madison over to Watertown, just as far west as the Dodgeville area, right around 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, right at the start of the rush hour. Maybe a few more snow showers taking us through the rush hour on Monday morning. And with gusty winds, this could impact the morning commute just a bit with reduced visibilities. Roads are mostly going to stay wet, but I have just a little bit of a concern with reduced visibilities with that light snow and wind. We have more precipitation in the forecast, when we can expect rain, maybe a thunderstorm, and how about a 70-degree temperature? I get the answers in just a couple moments.
All right, sounds good, Alex. We'll see you in just a bit. Cafe Coda is known for its live music, not only hosting shows, but also teaching children how to play. Our Tanasia Shaw talked to the owner about the program called Cool School and how you can help keep class in session.
Every Saturday morning, students learn the ins and outs of music at Cafe Coda.
Music has been used to celebrate, communicate, and worship since the dawn of time. In any human civilization, you will see that music is used for those three general reasons.
Hannah John Taylor is the owner of the cafe and leads every session.
I've been doing this type of work, that being music as a preventative and inspirational tool, for many years now. I have masters in music therapy from Southern Illinois University, but this is not therapy. This is proactive music activities that evoke joy. I don't think I'm teaching them anything. I think I'm offering them the opportunity to expand their minds in a musical direction.
They're able to expand during 2 different sessions, one for kids.
Listen, that are varied so that we can get a true sense of syncopation.
And another for teens. Since these lessons are free, Cool School needs your help to keep class in session.
We really appreciate the support that we get from the community because it allows us to actualize an area of culturalism that has not existed here and that is well-deserving of its presence.
Reporting in Madison, Tanasia Shaw, News 3 Now.
Tanasia, thank you. You can donate at Cafe Coda or you can head on over to their website. And coming up after the break, Alex returns with a complete look of your first one forecast. And a man is pushing 100 years old and still gets out to play the sport he loves. Plus,
protests against the Trump administration are taking place nationwide. I'm Cristian Benavides in West Palm Beach, Florida, where the president is spending the weekend.
News 3 Now at 10.
thank you for staying with us. A federal judge in Massachusetts issued an order Friday that permanently blocks an effort by the Trump administration to cut funding to the National Institutes of Health. NIH is part of the Department of Health and Human Services. Judge Angel Kelly had previously paused the administration's cuts to the agency when she issued a temporary restraining order, but now her order is permanent. The government asked the federal court to make its ruling so it could appeal. The funding the Trump administration wants to cut would impact dozens of research hospitals and universities. The initial suit filed by 22 states and their attorneys general argued the cuts would harm life-saving research and hurt the private sector because of its involvement in NIH-funded studies. Continuing our coverage of the hands-off protests across the country as President Trump is playing golf and getting ready for a new week after a busy one that brought new global tariffs and a fierce stock market reaction. CBS News correspondent Cristian Benavides reports from West Palm Beach, Florida.
From Chicago to Washington, D.C. and across the U.S., people gathered Saturday to speak out against the Trump administration. They protested President Trump's key initiatives, including large-scale cuts to federal agencies and the new slew of tariffs that have tanked global stock markets.
Their tariffs are not only imbecilic, they're illegal, they're unconstitutional, and we're going to turn this around.
Protesters also took to the streets in Paris, London, and other European capitals.
The policies Trump is following are a threat to the world as we have come to know it and enjoy it as very privileged Westerners.
Today, we really want to send a message of solidarity to our friends and families back in America.
President Trump is spending the weekend at his Mar-a-Lago estate here in South Florida. Some new tariffs on goods imported to the U.S. went into effect Saturday, triggering customs agents' collections at ports of entry. In a post on Truth Social, the president asked Americans to hang tough, calling the tariffs an economic revolution. But many consumers say they are worried. A YouGov poll finds that just over 2/3 of Americans think the price of goods they typically buy will rise. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
The Israeli government says Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will fly to Washington Sunday to meet with President Trump. Officials say the two will discuss tariffs, efforts to free the Gaza hostages, as well as Iran and Israel's battle at the International Court. Key House conservatives have rejected the Senate budget resolution, hours after the chamber passed their budget blueprint. House Freedom Caucus Chair Andy Harris and House Budget Committee Chair Jody Arrington both criticized the budget resolution on social media Saturday. Arrington described it as being, quote, unserious and disappointing. Texas Republican Chip Roy also wrote on social media that he will vote no if it is brought to the floor. Both chambers must agree to the same budget blueprint in order to unlock the filibuster-proof process called budget reconciliation. House Speaker Mike Johnson has said he plans to bring the Senate proposal to the House floor next week. Let's get a look at your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington. Alex, what should we expect?
Hey, Jalen, southern Wisconsin, you can expect a clearing and cold night tonight, a nice Sunday. Enter the gold shades because it will be warmer tomorrow than it was today. When we trade in a warm, nice Sunday for not the nicest start to the upcoming work week with chilly temperatures and some light snow expected late Sunday night going on into Monday. Let's give you a glimpse of that with Future Track. A cold front is coming through during the early to mid-morning hours on Monday with rain and snow. Some of that snow could come down about a ½ inch per hour, and when that does, with gusty winds as it sweeps through during the start of the morning rush hour, could have some briefly reduced visibilities. A couple more scattered snow showers carrying us through 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, and then they scoot off towards the south. But what's not going to stop, we'll have gusty winds out of the north, ushering in colder temperatures throughout the day on Monday. It will be a chilly one with high temperatures in the upper 30s to right around 40 degrees. Not expecting a lot in the way of snowfall. Best chances for getting any slushy accumulation, and that should be mostly on grassy surfaces, will be north and east of I-39 and very much right along I-94 in areas towards the north and towards the east. Parts of southwest Wisconsin, you may not see any snow at all, but you will not escape the gusty winds coming in at times of 25-mile-per-hour wind gusts across all of southern Wisconsin on Monday. And again, it's going to be a chilly one as well. Just heads up on Monday morning. Give yourself just a little bit of extra time. While the roads will be wet, there could be some isolated areas where we have that light snow and wind with briefly reduced visibilities. May not expect that waking up to a morning in April to some light snow. We'll wake up to temperatures pretty frosty, 26 to 30 degrees starting off Sunday morning, but with the help of April sunshine, temperatures will get into the 50s. We'll do 54 in Madison, 53 in the Wisconsin River Valley, 54 in Camp Douglas, and 50 in Janesville before those clouds start to increase out ahead of that cold front. Next chance of rain that's going to eye up as we go towards Wednesday into Wednesday night. Could be looking at a shower, maybe an isolated thunderstorm, and a little bit of wet snow as we go into Wednesday. And particularly as we go into Wednesday night, there's a chance could see a couple wet snowflakes. If we get any wet snow on Wednesday, chances are that that's going to just be in the grassy surfaces. And by the time we get to Thursday and Friday, temperatures back into the 50s. Then we're into the 60s. Then we approach 70 as we head out into the early part of the following work week with a weather system that could bring us some more spring-like showers and thunderstorms. But that's pretty far out there, so we'll keep an eye on that weather system. But next weekend compared to this weekend, well, this weekend's not too bad. It's going to be pretty nice tomorrow. We'll do 60s to near 70 next weekend. So break out the shorts and short sleeve shirts again.
Definitely looking forward to that one. I mean, we are in Wisconsin, and we were talking earlier this evening. Last time we got a little bit of a warm up, I'd already seen people with the short sleeves and the shorts outside running. So once we get near 70, I mean, we may see people outside barbecuing or something.
That and me personally, I am very much ready for consistent 60 and 70 degree weather. It's time. We deserve it.
Yeah, so am I. I'm ready to be out on the lake and whatnot.
Me too.
Inching closer to that.
We're getting there. Progress.
Thank you, Alex. Yeah. And you can track the forecast yourself on the First Warn weather app. It is hourly planners, road conditions, and even radar. You can download it for free in your phone's app store. Just search WISC Weather. An inspiration for all of us to be just a little bit more active. Mike Kirkhoff has the story of Gene Wagner, a Milwaukee area hockey player that's been on the ice for a long, long time.
We only got 4. We need one more.
For everybody that skates with us.
You be on defense, huh?
He sets a goal, a bar.
We're going to start from the blue line.
That, oh, well, we hope we're above ground at that point.
Shoot.
And can still move and do things like he's doing.
Woo.
He's, I think, very kind.
Good job, Bob.
He's also kind of tough.
Who wants him?
If he doesn't like that you took the puck from him, he might give you a little chop with his stick.
Gene Wagner, I'll be 98 in May, born in 1927, and been active all my life.
All 97 years and counting.
That's it, you got it.
Twice a week, Gene and the rest of the Bald Eagles Hockey Club take the ice and drop the puck at the Ozaki Ice Center. The Bald Eagles are a 55 and over, non-competitive,
no checking today,
non-checking pickup hockey club.
Why not?
Gene started it when he was a much younger man, 72 years old.
Ever since that time, we've had enough players show up for a hockey game. And that's what I wanted.
We first met Gene back in 2018 on his 91st birthday.
It's a good day, but they're letting me shoot though, too.
Since then, the coronavirus pandemic, 2 mini strokes, a loss of confidence on the ice, and a new line mate.
Debbie Donovan, okay. You're over here with me, okay?
That let him through.
Debbie came along. She helped me a lot, and I'm very thankful for that. You helped me, remember? She just right alongside me, kind of held me up, and away we went.
I think he's an inspiration for the rest of us. He certainly is for me.
Got to respect him for being out there.
Bald Eagles co-president Mike Isby agrees.
The fact that he's 97 and still plays, but he doesn't just play, he's actually pretty good. You saw him out there.
But it's Gene who says he's inspired by them.
A lot of them are in their 70s. I mean, that's not easy to play hockey when you're in your 70s. So I figure if they can do it, I can do it.
And with 4 generations of his family watching rinkside,
we had 3 or 4 fans.
His advice? You're up. Never miss a shift.
Well, I've been active, so just stay active. Don't beat yourself working all the time. Get out of the house. You know, take a walk. That should work.
Keep on going, Gene. They have to catch a game soon. Coming up in sports, an unforgettable day in San Antonio. Andrew joins us to break down the Final Four for the ages. Next on News 3 Now.
Before the Bucks played any basketball today, they already had a huge win, clinching their spot in the playoffs for the 9th straight season. But to get a win on the court, they'd have to stage a furious comeback against the Heat. They trailed by 7 points with less than 3 minutes to play, but had a chance to force some free basketball. Less than a minute left, trailing by 2, and Brooke Lopez puts home the equalizer, capping an incredible comeback to force overtime. And in that free period, Giannis put the finishing touch on a masterpiece. The Freak finished with 36 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. His 9th triple-double of the season helps the Bucks win it 121-115. To the Final Four for an unforgettable day in San Antonio. Game 1 was a thriller from wire to wire. Florida outlasted the top overall seeded Auburn Tigers, while Walter Clayton Jr. continued a torrid tournament run, scoring 34 points to send the Gators to the title game. And later, it was more madness. A devastating Duke loss caused by a Houston Cougar comeback for the ages. Houston finished the game on a 25-8 run, including a 7-0 run in 15 of the final 30 seconds of game time. One of the most stunning finishes in Final Four history sets up a national championship game between Houston and Florida on Monday that'll air right here on CBS at 7:50 Central. And Robin Pingeton got her first portal pickup since taking over the Wisconsin women's basketball program. Lacey Steele, a 5'11 guard who spent her first 2 seasons at North Carolina State, said in a post on X she's 110% committed to Wisconsin. She averaged just under 3 points per game over her 2 seasons with the Wolfpack. When the Brewers started the season on a 4-game losing streak, Bryce Terang told me it's just 4 games. If we go and win the next 158, no one will worry about a 4-game skid. And as it turns out, he's right. The Brewers responded by winning 4 straight games to follow that skid and hosted the Reds this evening, hoping to make it 5 in a row. But after the way that this one started, it would be a tall task. The Reds leading 5-0 in the 4th. And how about the former Madison Mallard Ballard. Jose Trevino blasting his first homer of the season, putting Cincy ahead 7-0. The Brew Crew did make a comeback, but it would not be enough. In the fifth, Sal Frelick clears the bases with a triple with some help from Jake Fraley. There's still a whole lot of season left, but tonight the Crew lose 11-7. And Jalen, I don't even know what more we can say about this game. I said it to you right before we went on. Yeah. It's not an understatement to call that one of the most stunning and thrilling ends, not just to a Final Four game, but a high-stakes college basketball game that we've ever seen. Duke makes one field goal in the last 10 minutes and 30 seconds of game time, but it's not quite fair to just point out Duke. You got to give the credit to Houston. They were unbelievable to close that one out. You can't say enough about it. No matter how you slice it, it is stunning.
I think it just goes to the culture that Kelvin Sampson has built for that program. We talked last weekend, previewing the Final Four, how they have just seemed to be knocking on the door. They've continued to get close, but it seems like this year is just a little bit different. A lot of teams, had they had gone down double digits against Duke, probably would have just waved the white flag, but you kept saying it throughout the night. They just simply would not go away. I have to admit, at one point, as we were waiting for the show to start, I kind of checked out. I started going over my scripts and, just reading ahead of time, and I heard you yelling over at on the Sports Center. I'm like, wait, what's going on? I look up, and it's a 3-point game. And I'm like, whoa, weren't they just down like 12 not too long ago? But definitely thrilling, and, I mean, that's what the tournament is all about.
And that's what Houston is all about, an incredible team that sets up a really exciting game on Monday. Kelvin Sampson can become the oldest coach to ever win a national title. And if Florida wins, their head coach, Todd Golden, would become the youngest head coach to ever win a national title game. Lots of storylines and lots to digest before we get to Monday, and we're happy to have that game right here on CBS.
Absolutely. Definitely one of the perks of working for a CBS affiliate. We get one of the most electric sporting events in the entire world.
And after a maybe disappointing March sadness, tonight we got a March thriller, an April thriller, if you will, that we will never forget, and many fans on the losing or winning end of it will never forget either.
I know we won't.
No question.
We had to watch the entire game waiting for the show. But all right, sounds good, Andrew. We'll be back with more after the break. All right, Andrew, real quick, do you have a pick for Monday's game, or are you still just kind of settling?
Yeah,
what we want?
Florida was electric. Walter Clayton Jr., unbelievable, but you just can't ever count out Houston. Yeah. I'll go with the Cougs, because how could you not after that game?
As long as it's close, I'm happy.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Alex, what should we expect as we head into Sunday?
As we head into Sunday, 5-4, 54 degrees. Pretty nice day. Light snow Monday morning could briefly reduce visibility, so don't let that surprise you. And we got some rain in Wednesday, and you want 70-degree weather? Well, we got it towards the end of the 10-day forecast.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, guys, and thank you to our crew. And thank you all for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.